then, right. I think that it's more than appropriate to talk about the Olympics. It seems like it's an ongoing joke, but no, seriously, the Pops triple auto that they're releasing or that they're sending to one lucky SOB that managed to purchase one of the base versions of the Steph Curry, LeBron James, and Kevin Durant. Well, guess how many of those cards approximately are going to be printed? No, of the base card.
Oh, of the base card, 100.
So whoever bought a base card will randomly get the one of one. So of course, think about how many people would have bought the base card for a chance at getting the one of one auto.
100,000 people.
518,000.
Cards is so cool.
That many people that want that one of one, presumably. So the cost of the Topps base card version of the 3 was around $12 US. So very reasonable. So some quick math on that. Topps just made absolute bang on that one. But Giannis has just come out. 150K. I need that. So presumably that's the bounty that he has put on it, which to be fair, it's not that much. I saw recently someone put $1 million bounty on a Wemby card.
Wow. That's crazy, right? Even like 150K, yeah, I'll be doing Giannis tax on that. I'll be like, mate, that's 300K. You've got the money.
Yeah, and the rest. Let's call it 518. The amount of people that bought the base cards, that's how much that's my bottom.
That's a good idea. It's a good idea, mate. And you could justify that quite easily, couldn't you? Like going, hey, this is what people paid. I'm sorry, but yeah,
is what it is.
Tough titties, as they say.
Now, and staying with Olympic chat, the conspiracy theories are running rampant. The Yabusele poster dunk on LeBron.
Yeah.
There have already been numerous attempts to wipe it from the internet. Apparently, this is a thing throughout LeBron's career. Whenever there's been poster jams or anything of the like, or anything negative that's happened in his basketball career, all of a sudden it's wiped. So, yeah, my question is, should someone, well, they're probably not allowed to, but how good would it be having a poster, having that as a photogenic or as a card? Probably not photogenic, but that would be such a cool card. Like I'm just looking at it now. Whistle Sports put up a post with it, with him yamming all over LeBron, and it's brilliant. I absolutely love it. Should we just make our own version of it, and then distribute it, because we can't let this picture die. It's brilliant.
I would actually like to have a poster of it. I think that'd be quite cool. I've got some good spots behind me in my studio here that I could put that, like maybe a big digital print sticker that you put on, and that easily peels off the wall, not ruining your paint. I think that could work. So it might be good to maybe talk to like a sign writer.
Sign writer?
Yeah, screen printer, sign writer. Or how's this, man? On the courts that you have at home, and you put them down on the concrete, and you put it down on the concrete as a sticker. And it does wear off over time, but you have that as your keyhole.
Not a bad shout. Not a bad shout.
It'd be quite funny. I'd like it.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Now, back to regular proceedings. Cards, breaks. Have we been in any? Is there anything that we're looking forward to? What's the update in Jimmy's card world?
Mate, I am so happy I got a Tyrese Halliburton Razzle Dazzle. I am so stoked that I've got this massive smile from ear to ear. I went into a break and I got the Portland Trailblazers and I got the Pacers, and I was hoping for a Scoot Henderson Razzle Dazzle. I was crossing my fingers, crossing my toes. But then I got a Tyrese Halliburton Razzle Dazzle, which I'm doubly happy about. Yeah, and I've been buying into like as many mosaics as I can, be getting the Blazers every time, and I think I got 50 scoots out of it. So I'm now up to 167 Scoot Hendersons before, when I was just at 122. So I've still got a whole lot to arrive. So really happy.
You're an animal. Yes, I've been enjoying Mosaic. There are some really nice parallels. We've talked about this before. in a couple of the previous episodes. Definitely enjoy that mosaic parallel of the various different inserts that they have. Bank shop. Been checking the mailbox daily for that
Oh,
package to arrive. It,
that,
it hasn't yet.
that's your bank shops arriving with your microphone.
Oh, okay. Well, I look forward to it. I very much look forward to it. I actually made a trip out to Kmart, got some 35.1 touches, so I've put a couple of my cards in there, got them on my desk. And also another local outfit that predominantly do TCG, so trading card game. Got a couple of 55.1 touches, so I've got my of 75 Jordan Hawkins. So I'm just such a big fan of this card. It's just
Nice.
beautiful with the nice sort of cracked ice vibe, and of course my Brandon Miller Euphoria Origins. Big fan of that card too. I don't have
Yeah.
very many Brandon Millers because buying the Hornets in breaks this season has been a pricey exercise. So the old Philly boy sort of kept a bit of a wide berth there and tried to pick and choose my moments where appropriate. I think we've got Spectra still coming up, right, Jim?
Yep.
I'm definitely a big fan of Spectras. They are another one of those cards that are on a thicker card stock, which I quite like. And then, of course, some of the more expensive ones that are yet to come. Noir, that's one I think we talked about a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, I've
I
got
was
two
looking
two noirs. I'm
two
really
noirs,
happy with what
yes.
I've got. Got my Brunson, which I'm real stoked about, and as well I've got that Keegan Murray that you found for me, and I've got some cards for you to find me in the next few weeks. Phil, I've got a couple of Scoot Hendersons that I'm really keen to get. I was thinking like a Scoot Henderson Night Moves, which I've seen around about the $165 to $170 mark, which I thought that there could be a good one and might go as high as a Rookies 4, but I'm still considering that whether I go full bore in for Scoot. Oh, you got Jumbo.
I've
Oh,
got
but
a jumbo patch of 49 of 99. So jumbo material, should I say, of Noir, and just white material, but it's game one. It's the thing
nice.
that it's game one slash used material, which is what I quite appreciate about it. And then the
Is it
other Noir card
is
I
it
have,
washed?
I haven't sniffed it.
Ah,
I hope not.
yeah.
And the other card I have, 46 of 99, it's a Brandon Ingram, just a Noir, nothing special about it, thick card stock. But Brandon Ingram's my boy, so when I
Yeah.
saw that for super cheap, I couldn't help myself. So looking forward to seeing what this year's Noirs bring.
Yeah, yeah. Well, hopefully there's some places like sportscards.co.nz. Hopefully they bring out some noirs. They've been quite good with once they bring some stock out. I'd be really keen to get the first steps of Scoot. I don't know how much that'll cost. I'd imagine that'll be, a few $1,000s, but we'll see. We'll see where the world takes us.
Oh, sorry, yeah, no, not First Steps. That's Court Kings. The
Ah, that's
it's the sneaker spotlight.
that's the one.
Is that what it
That's
is? I
the one.
think it is. Yes, those cards they do look nice, but yes, I can't imagine it'll be very cheap. And yeah, buying a whole box, I don't think either of us are sort of keen to do it at this stage. But the risk and reward of buying into a noir break, yeah, it's up there.
Well, I saw one that popped up the other day was a Benedict Mathurin on card elevation auto PSA 10 that popped up for $200. That's made me go because he's like another sneaky player that I really like. So
Oh,
it's
is that a comeback? Is this another one of these sort of comeback players that we could talk to? You know, there's a bunch of players that that Origins, yes, that's nice. Yeah,
that
there are
has looked nice.
a bunch of players that we could look at from a card investing point of view if we want to go down that path. Remembering first and foremost that collecting cards is a hobby.
Yes,
But
hobby
yes,
responsibly.
yeah, hobby responsibly. But there are a lot of players that are coming back or entering into this season where their card value could be quite low, and they could have a big breakout season. Yeah, I don't know if Cade Cunningham's cards have come down, but I think he could be one that could break out this year. I think Brandon Miller's, they're already quite high. I don't think there's going to be much of a breakout there. I think it's more of a watch to see if he continues on his trajectory.
There's a few K Cunningham rookies on that cards plus site, and it's 70% off at the moment. And I did look at that the other night, and I was having that thought of going, I wonder, do
Food
I?
for thought.
Hmm. Yeah. Will future James thank me for what past James did?
Yeah, well, that's it. And just in a completely unrelated note as well, Pokemon cards.
Go catch them all.
10-year-old Phil, 11-year-old Phil, I've talked about this before, pulled himself a Charizard once upon a time. And he's just considering sort of entering back into the Pokemon card collecting world. So I don't know if Jimmy's was ever a part of that as a kid growing up, but I do know that the hobby is quite large, as it turns out. There's a lot of YouTubers out there that spend a fair amount of time talking about tracking the cost of the boxes
Yeah.
and the cards that are there within. There's lots of fun little hobbies out there. Card chat doesn't necessarily just have to be about basketball, but
No.
so I'd love to hear if there are any Pokemon fans listening. Please slide into the DMs. We'd be especially keen to hear from you.
Yeah, well, I'll actually put out there as well. I am a Pokemon fan. I wouldn't mind like the odd, like, 4 or 5 Pokemon cards to just have on the collection. I still play Pokemon Go, which is nearly coming up for, is it 8 years ago or something?
Wow.
I've still, like, I'm level 42 now. So I've
I
been
don't know
playing
what
it
that
that.
means. So I never played it.
Oh,
I've only ever
so good,
been
mate.
Game Boy Advance, mate. I'm
Oh,
OG. I'm Pokemon Leaf Green on my Game Boy Advance. I've also got Emerald with Sapphire and Ruby. I haven't really delved into them very much, but I've done Leaf Green several times. So I've got 2 Game Boy Advances. So 19-year-old Phil bought 2 Game Boy Advances SPs off Trade Me and with a trading cable. So I can actually trade
yes.
between myself because there are some Pokemon that only evolve through being
Yep.
traded. Haunter into Gengar and Kadabra into Alakazam, and
Yeah.
Graveler into Golem. So yeah, uh, that's basically what I've been sort of doing in sort of spare time. Rocking the baby to sleep, have a bit of a jam on the old Game Boy. But yeah, so
Oh,
that's got me
nice.
back into sort of this Pokemon card. And man, I tell you what, I saw a funny meme the other day, and it was sort of that's the face you have when you re-enter the hobby after 20 years and you see all these random Pokemon's characters and names, and you're just like, what is going on here? They're so bizarre. Some of them are really gold and some of them are like reaching. But
Yeah.
anyway, I'll just throw that out there. There is a lot of fun to be had with that hobby as well.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I'm a bit like that with Pokemon Go. Like I trade with my younger brother, and
Oh yeah,
we like, yeah, try. I've been trying to. My whole goal in that game is to get them all.
of course.
Yeah, exactly. I'm Ash Ketchum, and because I go on a lot of walks, it actually motivated me to go and do more walking
Ah,
mode to build my
ah,
fitness up. So I've
Mark,
consistently done that sort of 5,000 to 15,000 steps ever since I've had the game per day.
you're a beast. Yeah, I'm actually after anyone who has Fire Red because there's exclusive Pokemon on Fire Red and exclusive Pokemon on Leaf Green, and so I can't catch them all until I have the ability to do some trades. So it's super frustrating. But in other spectacular news, I caught Mewtwo. I've
Oh,
never made
thank
it all
goodness.
the way through to the game where I beat the Elite Four, beat my rival. I think I called him. What did I call him? Second or number 2 or something like that. I always thought it'd be just quite funny, every time.
Well
Number
played.
two's yeah. And then anyway, made it to Cerulean Cave. Nice. And I caught Mewtwo. It only took me 12 Ultra Balls, which I'm super stoked about. And so for the very first time in my life, I've managed to do that. So pretty chuffed. But anyway, completely off topic from basketball, and that's okay. Pokemon,
But
fun for all ages.
this is card chat.
Yes, exactly. And
Yes.
look, and I digress again. The NFL season starts in a week or two.
Mm,
So fortunately for me, I'm wearing my Vikings jersey today. My boy, our quarterback, JJ McCarthy's out for the year. Devastating, but to be fair,
yeah.
probably quite good for his development, to be perfectly fair. Not going to get rushed in if the stand-in, Lincoln, his name's just slipped my mind, drafted by the Jets. He's bounced around a wee bit. If he doesn't play well, then, it would have been a case of, yeah, give JJ a go. And it's actually like, no, please don't rush. Nothing
Mm,
worse. But there's his card presumably will still come out this year. I'll be keen to try and get a couple of his. And obviously my boy Justin Jefferson. Love me some Jay Jettas.
It's going to be expensive per spot. I reckon they're going to be as much as the Colts were last year.
Yeah. Look, there's going to
I'm
be a
thinking.
bunch of teams actually that drafted all of those quarterbacks real early on that are going to be hectic. Maybe they're not going to be as much now that he's not playing. Fingers crossed. But our mate Matt over at Card Crazy, where both you and I have done pretty much all of our NFL breaks last year, he takes into account, if it's an offensive player and if they're a quarterback, and those teams usually go for a lot. So maybe I just need to whisper some sweet nothings into his ear and see if I can. Yes.
Maybe we say, "Oh, this guy's not even good."
Yeah.
He's a Michigan Wolverine, for goodness sake. No players have been good being in that team.
I love it. But bring on the NFL season. I'm hyped.
That's Card Chat in the bank for another week.
Number 9.
See you again next week. If you've got any suggestions or want to just come in and have a chat with us, we'd love to hear from you.
100%. Real keen to hear from other collectors. What's your angle? How long have you been collecting? What do you collect for? What's your goal? There's, I've been seeing a few people online that try do the rainbow, collect the rainbow. Like someone I saw the other day, it was like a 57 card rainbow, and it's like, man, that is commitment. So yeah, real keen to hear from people.
It's too much rainbow.
As always,
we've been Card Chat today. Have a good night.
Cherry.
Thank you for listening to the Basketball Edition podcast. Please make sure to follow us on our socials, basketball_edition_WMSA. And if you are wanting to have a chat with us, please send us a message and we'll get back in touch with you. Make sure to follow us on Apple, iHeart, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and YouTube, all good podcasting streaming channels. Thank you.